door from their control center.
Well,
That should keep them from being able to transport those mortars loaded with DC-62.
What is up guys, Woo here, back again with another Division 2 build video, and today I'm bringing you hardwired 4-piece. Yes, I'm utilising the backpack and utilising the chest piece, which will give me that positive feedback loop and that 10-second cooldown, so that's 10-second Seeker mines. That means an artillery turret that's going to just really hit home because of the skill damage that's added to this build. And this build is all about dealing damage with very little skill haste, because hardwired does the hard work for you. Guys, yes, always, if you enjoyed this video, then please drop a thumbs doodle on that like button, and of course, if you enjoy the content, then please drop the woo bomb on the subscribe button, ding the notification bell so you are notified when I upload. Guys, let's woo this. Okay guys, yes, this is my hardwired build for PvE, and this is what I'm utilising at present, and I'm loving it. It is never-ending Seeker mines. There is an artillery turret that just deals so much damage. I think there's a base damage of 3.3 million. That's just base, before, again, the stars align and all that bullcrap, you know. It is a very hard-hitting skill build, and again, this is fantastic. But anyway, enough of the jibber-jabber, let's take a look at the build. Guys, first and foremost, Demolitionist. You need that specialisation for this build. That is go-to, that is non-negotiable in my opinion. Two reasons. First reason is you're going to get that 10% explosive damage, and that's key for Seeker mines because that gives you a really good garner of damage, and you need that on this build. Point two, yes, Demolitionist at 10% explosive damage, and also you can utilise the artillery turret, which is crazy. It is crazy. It is a real good go-to skill. This setup works a dream. It really does. It's very dreamy, this build, because again, you sit back and the Seeker mines will do the work for you. 3 million plus per Seeker mine, and there's 10 clusters with this. Yeah, we know there's been problems in the past where Seeker mines haven't hit each target, or they've just not, again, they've dived out the way, the NPCs, but when they do connect, they hit so hard. It is sensational. Seeker mines still are very effective in PvE. So Demolitionist, yes. Seeker mine clusters, yes, and of course the artillery turret. That's the go-to skills that I've opted for. But let's take a look at the build. Okay guys, my first high end is China Light Industries Corp, and that's quite obvious really. That's because of that 15% explosive damage. That is, again, best in slot, whether that be anywhere on the build, but you need one piece of China Light because that 15% explosive damage is integral. You can see with this I have 10% skill damage, 11.9% skill haste, and 10.3% skill haste mod. I will add, skill haste is not really a thing on this build. You don't really need any skill haste. So what you could do, you could stack into skill damage and, yes, status effects, because that will just prolong the bleed from the artillery turret. So that is, again, an option if you're going to run or mimic this build. But one piece China Light is integral. Now the holster is, yes, Wyvern wear, and again, for me, it has to be on the build because that 10% skill damage. And this piece has 9.4% hazard protection and also 10% skill damage. Again, you don't need skill haste on this build because Hardwired does all the work for you, and that's at 10-second skills. Simple as that, so you don't need any skill haste on this setup. Now, as you can see, they're the two high-end pieces. You can see I'm rolling with 698k armor, 274k health, and 6-piece skill tier. So this is a full skill build and Hardwired in all its glory. We'll start with the knee pads. And the knee pads, yes, Hardwired. And what does it do? What does it do for the build? Well, 2 pieces is going to offer you 15% skill haste. 3 pieces are going to offer you 15% skill damage and 15% repair skills. And the 4 piece is going to offer you feedback loop. Whenever you use or cancel a skill, your other skill is automatically refreshed and increases skill damage and repair by 10% for 20 seconds. And this can occur at once per 20 seconds. Every 2 times though you are utilizing feedback loop, you're going to garner an extra 10% skill damage with this build. But in fact, we're going to get a little bit more whilst I go through it. But that's what Hardwired does. Again, it gives you that continuous, yes guys, yes, continuous use or cancel a skill. The other skill, your secondary prime, whatever you're using, is going to be refreshed. So there's no cooldown, which is really good. So there's a 10-second cooldown, guys. So that's something to bear in mind. But again, with this, I've stacked in no skill haste at all. On this, skill damage, imperative, you get it everywhere, slapped all over the build. The gloves is, again, Hardwired with 10% skill damage. The backpack. The backpack is, again, skill damage all the way, and the mod is 11.1% skill haste. The talent is short circuit, so you decrease feedback loop cooldown from 20 to 10 seconds. Again, if you're just utilizing the 4-piece with using a chest and backpack, which is high end, you will get a 20-second cooldown on the short circuit talent. So every 20 seconds feedback loop, yeah, you're going to get 10% extra skill damage or repair. So that's something to bear in mind. But with this, again, I've got it down to 10 seconds. So there's 10 seconds, I can just spam my skills. And again, we know we're in the skill build. Skills do all the work for you. Getting cover, Seeker mines, they are never ending on this build. Now the chest piece, again, is Hardwired. And with this being a chest piece, it will have a talent. And the talent is Positive Reinforcement. Increases feedback loop, skill damage repair bonus from 10% to 25%. So again, guys, with this setup and utilizing the chest and the backpack, I'm getting 10-second cooldowns and I'm getting an extra 25% skill damage every 10 seconds. So this is why I'm utilizing the chest piece and the backpack. You could, by all means, guys, utilize another chest piece that could have kinetic momentum. It could have glass cannon. So you have options. Explosive delivery, a really good talent as well. The backpack, again, you have options. You have the Acosta's Go bag. You have so many options. But today, guys, I wanted to show you Hardwired and how getting your skills back quicker does work dividends on any skill build. Hardwired is, in my opinion, a brilliant gear set to use. Again, over time, it has been nerfed. It has, but it's still in a really good place if you're looking to build a skill build. And as you've seen in the gameplay, it wrecks, it shreds, it blows everything up. 3 million Seeker mines. That's the damage you're looking at per Seeker. And it's pretty good, or per cluster, should I say. But yes, guys, you can see with this is skill damage and skill haste as the utility mod. Again, we know with utility mods, the skill haste, repair skill, skill duration, all irrelevant on this build. So you don't really need anything, in all fairness, because there's nothing that will benefit the utility mods, in all honesty. So something to bear in mind. In terms of the weapon is the Surge. I'm utilising that because Perfect Spike, quite obvious. If you can have as an attribute damage to armour, that would help also on the build. So that's something, again, to consider whilst building this setup. But Perfect Spike is integral because you're going to garner that 25% skill damage for 8 seconds. And again, that just refreshes once you pop a headshot. So, guys, it is a best-in-slot talent to use on this build. Now, if you got the KSG shotgun, that would also help as a secondary with Perfectly Rooted. So something else to bear in mind. I have the Pestilence. I'm utilising this because of that. Again, it's a nice little debuff. It's not really a PvE weapon anymore for me. It's more of a PvP beast. It is, you pair that with True Patriot, you have, again, the ultimate cheese build, but still, Pestilence does a job in PvE, and it applies that debuff, which is nice because it's that extra bit of damage over time. It's not considered a status effect, so it doesn't work with your status effects. So bear that in mind if you're speccing into status effects. Now the mods on the Surge, I've opted for easy. I've just gone to damage, which is crit hit chance again, crit hit chance, and there is rounds in the mag. So in terms of Pestilence, we know what the mods are for this. They are rate of fire, weapon handling, and stability. And they are just fixed mods. Now the sidearm is, again, I like it, looks cool. Use it for show. The backup boomstick with pumped up, reloading grants plus 1% weapon damage for 10 seconds, stacks up to 25 times. I don't use it, so it is what it is. Okay guys, let's take a look at the skills. We'll start with the secondary skill, which is the artillery turret. And it has 11.8 second cooldown, 300 second duration, 5.5 million health, 3.74 million, I'm just excited, can't get my words out, 3.374 million damage. Yeah, it's a lot of damage. A hell of a lot. Again guys, let me know in the comment section what is the most you can get on this setup, the artillery turret. You let me know. This is good, but I'm sure someone's got a better build. I'm sure they have. They always have. Now, 10 ammo. The blast radius is 6.8 meters. PvP damage is 843,595. Skill builds in PvP will be just blown to smithereens with the artillery turret. Now, again, if you're going to set this up, what will increase your damage output is the attribute skill damage. So make sure you spec into that all over the build where possible. I'm skill tier 6, I'm going to garner that 90% extra damage, 420% health, the mortar blast radius, and the extra mortar ammo. So I have 10 in the mag. Nice. Mod wise, I've gone for damage, extra mortar ammo, and of course skill haste. Because that's just, yeah, it is what it is. I could have duration, but again, it's an extra 20 seconds. It doesn't mean diddly squat really what you put on here if you're using hardwired. I've opted for skill haste. Now, the creme de la creme, the Seeker mines, they're running at 2.922189 million. So that's basically 3 million damage per Seeker. 10 mines, 2 meter blast radius, 31.4 second cooldown. We know that's trash. We know that. But I don't care because I have a 10-second cooldown because of hardwired. Simple. So it's irrelevant, the cooldown on Seekers. If you're utilising your backpack and your chest piece, and the two of pieces being hardwired, you know you have a 10-second cooldown. So it's irrelevant, that number, because 10 seconds is where it's at. So because I'm skill tier 6, I get an extra 60% damage, and yes, 6 extra cluster mines. So in terms of the mods, 3.9% damage, I'd like a little bit more. Still grinding, you know how it works. Damage again, 4.4%, which is a little bit better. And of course, I've opted for 1 extra cluster mine. That makes I have 10. And that's again key because that could be an extra shitload of damage. So yes, guys, go cluster mines as this variant if possible. Don't go health, none of that crap. You need cluster mines. Okay, guys, this is the setup. So again, I implore you, use Demolitionist. It helps because Cluster Seeker Mines Artillery Turret works a treat. Hardwired 4-piece. Test out the chest piece, test out the backpack. They work, they synergize perfectly. And hardwired now has been fixed. There's been issues. I mean, me in the past, I've had very little problems. I've had issues when I'm using the sticky mod and a few other bits and bobs. It does seem to be quite buggy. But now, I think the last patch has updated this and it is fixed some of the, again, the many problems that are in the Division 2. But this is now fixed and working a dream. Now guys, I'll just quickly test out good old Seekers so you can have a look. Let's just get in the range, very hard. There they are. So what we're going to do is pop a headshot first, just a perfect spike. And then we'll have a look at the carnage on this Seeker mine. Or Seekers, you can see 3.3 million. Yeah, and it just obviously wipes them out other than just the trickle there. This is a really cool build. And again, look, there you go. Pop your skill. You have your Seekers back. And again, it's all about timing these to perfection. Once you do so, You are laughing. As I kind of say, I'm copyrighted all the way to the money bank, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, you know what to do. Thumbs doodle, that helps me, that helps this video get some bloody traction. And of course, if you enjoy the content, then please drop the woo bomb on the subscribe button. Ding that bell so you're notified when I upload. Yes, guys, yes. I'll see you in the next one, and peace.